This movie is hands down one of my favorite movies of all time, and probably my favorite animated movie of all time as well. And really, that's because for the first time in a long time, I got to experience what I can really consider a masterpiece. All I ask is for a few minutes of your time while I talk about that said experience, and that experience is Makoto Shinkai's film, Your Name. Kimi no Nawa, or better known as Your Name, is an anime film that was released on July 3rd, 2016. It was produced by Toho Company and Comics Wave Films and was written and directed by none other than Makoto Shinkai. Shinkai has also created many other movies as well. Some of the more notable films include Garden of Words, 5 centimeters per second, and most recently Weathering with You. Your Name is currently the third highest grossing anime movie of all time worldwide and in Japan. Although it should be noted that for quite a few years Your Name was the highest grossing anime movie of all time in general. And for good reason. The story follows our two main characters, Taki and Mitsuha, as they try to uncover the mystery surrounding their random body switching. While on their journey to uncover the truth, we get to see the love between them grow as well. Unlike a lot of other romances in media and anime, the bond the two share actually feels real. It actually has a sense of progression. The two start off the movie swapping bodies with each other, and when they find out that they aren't just dreaming, they don't just madly fall in love with each other or anything. Their relationship actually takes time to slowly grow and develop, and before long, you're watching the movie just praying that these two end up together. There's a level of respect for the audience here that you don't usually see, and that's awesome. Your Name also contains an odd mix of genres that you don't really get to see too often, consisting of time travel, supernatural elements, romance, comedy, and drama. On paper, these genres don't seem like they'd really mesh well or go together at all, yet somehow they work absolutely perfectly in this particular movie. And while at first this sounds like it would be a lot to juggle, and for really any other movie it would be, Your Name manages to perfectly blend all of these genres without making any of them feel half-baked. Shinkai even manages to throw in a twist about the time travel later in the movie. Like I said earlier in the video, Your Name is a masterpiece and probably the best animated movie ever. It's an instant classic and it has rewatch values for days. And I should know, I've been watching it for days. While watching Your Name for the first time, I came to it as a critic, trying to find things to compare it to out of a bad habit of mine. Trying to see what things the film nailed as well as the things that it missed, and when I couldn't really think of anything, I just sat back and experienced it. And that's what I implore anyone that might be considering watching Your Name after this video to do. Just sit back and enjoy it. I have never found myself treating the protagonists of a romance film like the protagonists of a shonen, especially when they aren't actually physically fighting an actual physical enemy, their enemy in this case instead being time. But there I was, rooting for Taki and Mitsuha to defeat this formless foe. The care that was put into this movie's core plot, the characters, the animation, and the soundtrack is bar none. Speaking of, let's talk a little about that animation. When talking about animation, there's a term called sakuga, which literally translates to drawing pictures, but when using it to describe a scene or scenes in an anime, it really means bits and pieces of that animation that are especially great. Bits that would make your jaw drop from the sheer time, skill, and hard work that you know were put into them. I say all that to say that Your Name might as well be called Sakuga the movie, because just about every frame in Your Name is brimming with it. Makoto Shinkai gives everything a subtle beauty that can really take your breath away. The scenes that are sad and dark are still dark but beautiful, and the scenes that are happy or hopeful are bright and vibrant. The backgrounds and landscapes are jaw-droppingly beautiful as well. Even something relatively straightforward like a character getting out of bed clearly had way too much work put into it, and I absolutely love it. Then there's the soundtrack. The soundtrack was created by the Japanese rock band Rad Wimps, literally meaning excellent weaklings. They also did the soundtrack for Weathering with You. The soundtrack is honestly full of bangers. Even the simple songs that are there for background are very good. Each song was perfect for each scene that it was in, and it definitely amplified the experience. While the soundtrack definitely has a lot of standout songs such as Sparkle and Zen Zen Zens, my favorite song on the soundtrack had to be Katawari Doki. All in all, Your Name is a must-watch for anyone that considers themselves an anime fan, especially for those who either just watch the shows or just read mangas and needing an excuse to start watching the movies too. This movie is guaranteed to change that for you and be your gateway into the amazing world of anime movies, because you're going to want to see all of Makoto Shinkai's other works as well after this. But that's all I have for this one. I hope that those who made it this far into the video weren't bored to death, and I hope that it didn't feel all over the place, because that's definitely how it felt to write. If any of you have also seen your name, I would love to hear some critiques or praises that you have for the film. Also, a huge thanks to everyone who's been watching me since the beginning, as well as anyone that's new here. Your support means the world to me, and if you like the video, I would greatly appreciate a like down below to not only show me, but also to help this video reach a wider audience. And as always, I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. This has been Keith. Peace.